It's the final Triathlon Tuesday on the WGN Evening News at 4. Our Mike Lowe participating this year to raise money for the nonprofit It Takes a Village Chicago.
And this week he is introducing us to an athlete who is facing challenges outside of the race.
The Chicago Triathlon is this Sunday.
The Lifetime Chicago Triathlon is the largest urban triathlon. It's really an experience unlike anything else.
And we've reached the end of Triathlon Tuesday.
15 here. Good, Mikey.
In week one, we trained with our charity partners at It Takes a Village Chicago.
Big Paul, break the ball, man. Break that thing.
A group strengthening Chicago by building gyms in underserved communities.
This isn't possible without funds to build these high-end weight rooms.
In week two, we met a father and daughter training with and competing against each other.
My dream is to catch up to her so we can cross the finish line together, maybe holding hands going across.
I have one of the pins from the original Chicago Triathlon.
In week three, we introduced you to the only man to participate in every single Chicago Triathlon.
When you start out, you don't think I'm going to do 40 years of this.
This year will be the race's 40th anniversary.
I'm training for the Chicago Triathlon Sprint this year.
And in our final week, we're meeting a man who knows a thing or two about big challenges.
I am a 55-year-old disabled male that is going to try my best at this.
Angelo Perez has been preparing on what you might call his training wheels. Just because he's seated doesn't mean he's sitting still. For the last 12 weeks, he's been biking with a hand cycle and preparing for a 5K wheelchair race in a specialized sports chair.
I can compete in sport. I don't need my legs.
Perez lost the use of his legs when he was 23 years old, the victim of a shooting on the Lower West Side.
I just remember one doctor coming and telling me I'll never walk again. Just bluntly. I was angry. I was angry. I was angry for a long time.
The anger became depression, which led to drinking. At an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, a friend encouraged him to find purpose in adaptive sports.
It's either start living or start dying, and I was dying for a long time.
Eventually, he joined Dare to Try, a Chicago nonprofit that specializes in coaching people who are living with disabilities and training them to compete in adaptive sports.
I loved it. They pushed me. They said, "Can you go a little farther?" And I went a little farther. And they challenge you every day to go a little bit farther than your comfort zone. They don't push you past it. You push yourself past it, but they're very persuasive. I'm going to start with my backstroke. Again, I have a version of the backstroke where I put both my arms back and I swim, and I can do that pretty strong. I sink a lot.
Because he can't move his legs,
Put it to your forehead. There we go. Water's looking good. Are you ready, Angelo?
I'm ready.
he never thought he'd be able to swim.
I've always said I'm a better scuba diver than I am a swimmer.
But with a special wetsuit that adds buoyancy, an ankle brace that stabilizes his legs, and the coaching of Ryan Quilty,
The hardest part for a lot of people is that swim. So getting through that swim is the biggest thing.
he's focused on staying afloat and pushing forward.
There we go. Good job, fingertips in. Good job, Angelo.
It's difficult because his feet tend to drag and fishtail, but he says he avoids exhaustion by mixing the backstroke
He'll flip back over to his belly when he might need a break or wants to go a little bit faster.
and freestyle swimming.
Got to keep training.
The Lifetime Chicago Triathlon is the world's largest. It builds a sense of community for all athletes who are defined by their determination, not their disabilities.
So I think anyone can do a triathlon, whether they have a disability or don't have a disability. I think it's just about determination and fighting through the pain.
In Chicago, on the museum campus, Mike Lowe, WGN News.
What an inspiration.
Yeah, Mike and photographer Kevin Doellman have chronicled a lot of stories of people who are participating in the triathlon. You can see them at WGN-TV.com. Learn more about some of the charities that they're supporting as well. And the triathlon this Sunday along the lakefront. Still ahead for us this afternoon.